All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back now. It's going to be game number 2 here in this best of the 3 series. We got Stats Matter taking on Team NMSQ here in this best of the 3 for the round of 256. Beef, are we ready?
I think we are. We're actually in game 2. The bands are going out right now, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, no bias, but I'm a little bit biased.
A little bit.
These are my good friends. These are the guys that I play games with every single day over here, and I'm really looking forward to them once again having a successful run in the HoN Tour qualifiers and the season.
Yeah, you know, you brought up actually, you were told about something with the. So
yeah.
we gave a little bit of critique to Parasite for not being there in that top 5. Apparently, there was a reason for that.
Yeah, from what I was told, Warchamp Please, the Magnus player in the last game, said that on 2 separate occasions he actually was able to interrupt a TP from Parasite, preventing him from getting into that team fight, and then during one of those, vend him for a TPing into the team fight. So interrupting it, then getting up there so that it became a 5-on-4 fight with Parasite not having an option to get in. That's a hell of a play.
Yeah, so it's obviously not because of lack of choice by Parasite. It was just simply well played by Magnus in that case. So speaking of Magnus, picked up right there. The bands, by the way, Keeper of the Forest, Tempest, Ophelia, and Parasite. So very, very jungle-heavy bands. It seems like it's been so far today. And again, with the introduction of Captain's Pick into the competitive scene.
Yeah, people really not wanting to have to deal with those jungle heroes. I know from firsthand on Stats Matter's side, they are not a fan of the normal metagame.
Yeah.
They're instead a fan of being kind of like
spell shards,
outskilling their opponents and then picking hard carries with spell shards. Oh, yes!
Oh, my gosh. I was going to say, you know, Dimension Shaman, it threw a little bit of a flag there, as I'm sure it did to the Legion team. Shout out to Madi. This is shout out to Team NMSQ, my new favorite team on the scene.
There you go.
And, okay, that was the other thing. I was like, Dimension Shaman first pick, you know something's up. That's not a pick you pick first without being like, okay, are they going to go mass push, maybe minus armor? Well, how about a little bit of both here? Pestilence Zephyr coming out, so...
Yeah, that one is definitely really, really big. So the Hellborn team's shaping up nicely. But, I mean, how about this Legion team? Glacius, Magnus, Engineer. They've got the double support. So the one thing I have to say about this draft is it already reeks of tri-lane. So when you're looking at heroes for this Hellborn team to pick up, maybe something like that Bubbles that's going to be able to really, really deal effectively with this tri-lane, projectile-based tri-lane with that Engineer as well. So... that's going to be interesting, but the Bubbles is actually going to get banned. Great job from Mancor.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's obviously, you know, it's some insight there as far as what they're thinking as well. So Bubbles on top of the Flux being banned, by the way, for our NMSQ team. Obviously, Flux and Engineer tend to go pretty well together, and that can maybe thwart some efforts of their attempts to push at them or win some team fights. So don't want to have to deal with that. Torturer, the next ban coming out, but. Yes, NMSQ, you know, you do think like creep clear, you think that stopping the push definitely could come out with it whenever you have a Zephyr lineup, but it's not like a mass creep push. They don't have a Keeper, they don't have a Tempest, they don't have a Ophelia, so, or they still could go something like a Balfagor, though, I guess, is definitely not out of the question, so. But honestly, I don't see that simply because of that Pestilence pickup. Pestilence seems like it could be really odd in that we want to mass push you lineup, so we'll probably stay away from that, but.
Definitely a hero that kind of needs that strong start, and then you're able to capitalize by initiating some strong team fights and then snowballing from there. But he is definitely a hero that kind of exists between your typical roles, your prototypical roles, kind of like a Magnus that then carries a bit rather than, I don't know, it's just he does exist out of the norm.
Oh, Pestilence, so. Yeah. His carry potential can be pretty ridiculous, especially with these changes. These changes, honestly... he is, I really think he's a legitimate, threatening, hard carry potential hero. The fact that the Gore is now physical instead of magical, the fact that the Swarm was increased as far as how much minus armor it applies, and the Flight also I think was the biggest thing even. The Flight, not only does it last 5 seconds longer, no longer do you get amp damage taken from it, that was actually taken out in a previous batch in the Runic Shift, I believe.
Yeah.
But on top of that, you also get unit walking. You get free unit walking as a result of using Flight. So you don't have to worry about, you know, minions being in the way or whatever. You could just go on through. So
I think he could be very good. That's what I'm going to say about it. There's a gauntlet pickup here. So with that being said about the rest of this team, Gauntlet is actually a pretty interesting hero when you're dealing with something like this Pestilence who really wants to get in there. If you then are able to use the grapple to push him back out of the team fight or bring him in prematurely, he can actually get locked down pretty damn quickly. So another unconventional pick here from Beta.
Now,
oh, there's two.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I don't either. This is a new one.
You know,
for me.
I guess what I will say is that, well, you did say they're unconventional, and that's definitely unconventional. Almond Raw has the highest win percentage in public games, so they got that going for them.
There you go. Bramble's number 3.
Bramble's number 3. Yeah, I was actually very surprised to hear that, too. Now, this is not a public game. This is a competitive game. And, you know, it's not your top-tier opponents by any means. And nothing against NMSQ, of course. But at the same time, it is a competitive atmosphere. And so it is a team in the end. They most likely are communicating with one another with Skype or whatever. And, you know, the coordination is definitely on another level compared to that of the public scene. So, obviously, I love how they're not afraid to go different, though. This game is a little different, with that said. I mean, this game is going to be fun.
This is definitely going to be fun. I mean, we talked about the Legion team. The Hellborn finish it off with Plague Rider, Master of Arms. Of course, MOA very much so sticking within that conventional meta, but an extremely strong hero, and once again, more negative armor. They've also got the positive armor on that Plague Rider, so they're going to be able to stack that up. But in terms of positive armor, I mean, there's not a whole lot of physical damage coming out of this Legion team, so I wouldn't think that all this positive armor is really going to help.
The Zephyr does throw me off a little bit, too, with this Hellborn lineup.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of, exactly. I guess in one sense, it's like if they want to tank up with a lot of armor, he brings some magical presence, sure, but at the same time, he's not able to take as much advantage of that swarm being applied as that other storm cloud being applied offensively, you know, as a lot of other choices could have. So it is a little bit funky of a lineup definitely coming out from NMSQ. I mean, hell, both lineups are definitely funky when you look at what we're dealing with. But yeah, that's definitely the thing that's standing out to me, as you're kind of saying. So we'll see how that works out, but the potential's still there. I mean, they got a lot of minus armor, and Pestilence alone can hit freaking hard.
You're talking about like -24 from Demented Shaman, -15 from Pestilence, and like -5 or 6.
It's -18 for Pestilence now. Remember, it was increased.
Oh
so.
My God, it's up to 18. So yeah, you're talking literally like -40, 45 armor.
Yeah.
Even with Demented Shaman being a little bit under-leveled and talking about his mid-ranged ultimates, you're still talking about like 25 to 30 armor reduction, getting pretty much everyone into the negatives. And if you get that stuff onto somebody like these squishy heroes like Glacius, you could honestly be talking about like a 2-shot.
Yeah. Okay, so Pestilence, yeah, I'm very excited to see. And as I said, especially in the patch yesterday, he is a hero that I would not be surprised to start seeing make an appearance back again on the competitive scene. But Almond Raw, let's talk about Almond Raw a little bit. I mean, first off, he got some changes, right? I'm actually pull it up real quick. I forgot what they were.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about those changes, but
never mind, he didn't. That must have been a previous patch then. Oh yeah, the ultimate got changed in a previous patch.
Yes,
okay.
So he now respawns proportional to the mana burn.
Yeah,
or to the amount of mana remaining.
The amount of mana he has remaining. Yeah,
So an interesting one, but this is definitely a hero that for a long time we saw him as a really, really high-tier TMM pick. Never really made it too much into the competitive scene, but he's taken a lot of nerfs over the last year or so. Starting to get rebuffed a little bit, but he does have one of the stronger stuns in the game, in my opinion. It can be pretty easy to dodge, but if you do have a setup stun or a freeze like this Glacius provides, it can be an extremely strong stun.
Yeah, if you shout out to Mahdi. Yeah, definitely follow Honcast on Instagram as well as Facebook and Twitter. We did get that Instagram account recently. We've been having some fun with that, posting some behind-the-scene pictures and whatnot. So, anywho,
shout out to Akko Taco.
Shout out to Akko Taco. Yes, that great intern. That was that. I can't believe nobody knew him, man. We were willing to give away an avatar of their choice to the public, and nobody knew his name.
I work with you guys all the time and talk to you every day. I had no clue that you guys even had an intern. So, I mean, I heard rumors that he got taped up once.
We do call him intern. We don't like to talk about that. Yeah, shout out to Instagram.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. Shout out to shoutouts.
Almond Raw and Engineer actually. Interesting. They're actually, I assume we're just going to place toward a site here, so I just want to give him some protection. Engineer, by the way, going to Ring of the Teacher here, too. So wants to get an early. Well, not excuse me. He goes a Guardian ring. Who wants to get a Ring of the Teacher earlier on later.
That's a really interesting pickup in my opinion. Mostly because he's laning with an Amon-Ra who doesn't rely on mana. And Ring of Protection is generally speaking going to be for mana, damage so you can last hit, and pushing potential.
Well, armor as well is definitely a big part of it, and especially in this case, I mean, we're just sitting here talking about, Demented, Pestilence, Master. So I think that, if anything, is kind of the reason that he has, but...
Oh, Zephyr in trouble up top, actually. He might die right here. The autos are going in. There's the Gust forward. He still has the Path of Destruction. This Zephyr is done.
That was a very risky play by Zephyr. Now, Amon-Ra is going to be counter-killed, so at least some good news there for NMSQ. In the but yeah, Amon-Ra's like, you know what? I wanted to go back to base. Thanks. Well, okay, so what happened? The Gust. The Gust, the choosing to Gust him into the tower, I'm pretty sure that was on purpose, and I'm pretty sure the mindset was, we're going to try to counter-kill you with Demented Shaman running over. It was very close. If Demented Shaman got there a half-second earlier, maybe with a Healing Wave, that could have been different. But here we go. Path of Destruction again coming out. The Kegset does connect. Look at this Amon-Ra engineered dual lane, man. It is aggressive. They are not scared to play aggressive here.
And I will tell you right now, Green is kind of a TMM superstar in the 1900 and 1950 range up there. Just somebody that really does well in that scene. And this being one of his friends. Actually, what's going on in the middle lane?
Yeah, Pestilence actually got caught in a very awkward spot. He got caught with the creep wave. Beautiful job by Glacius and Magnus, stunning one after the other, and he just simply got in bad positioning, really. So. Quick start to this game, really.
Yeah, no kidding. Back to what I was trying to say real quick. In that TMM scene, Amon-Ra can still be pretty strong. This might be a combination that Green and his friend Dumb here are just very comfortable running, and we talked about the importance of running something you're comfortable with as he hits another Path of Destruction. Nice keg, beautiful turret, perfect setup, and Zeph, well, okay.
Live.
That shield just procced and saved his life.
Yeah, that was... no, there's no shield there. Oh, you mean the Iron Buckler? Yeah. Yeah, the Iron Buckler definitely keeping Zephyr alive right there in the long run. But, you also look at what the Hellborn team is running. Demented Shaman Zephyr, it has potential to be good with the Gust into the Healing Wave, but they have 0 stuns, obviously. Well, I mean, I guess they technically do have a stun with the Gust or the mini. They have mini stuns, basically. So they got some sort, but it's not, not your stuns that you're probably looking for. It's not like, well, you get the point, like Glacius, Pebble, stuff like that. So, Amon-Ra and Engineer are taking advantage of that. And
Pestilence taking a lot of damage here after a Lava Surge into the freeze. Pestilence just at 10 life right there. Will survive and walk back to town.
Yeah. I think this is just coming down to...
See you later, Zephyr. No, maybe not. Nice dodge from Zephyr. They're going to try to turn this around on Ra. The Gust back into the tower, and Ra will go down. Okay.
That's what they're playing for.
Tit for tat, man.
Yeah. It does pay off in the end. But no, I was going to say, I mean, this Legion team, despite how funky this lineup is, I mean, they definitely had a mindset going into it that they had a plan. It's not like they just picked random heroes.
Win the hell out of the laning phase.
But, try to take advantage of the laning phase, even is where I was getting at. But obviously a big counter kill right there at the top lane by Zephyr and Demented Shaman as they take out Amon-Ra. So slowing that aggression down a bit. But at the same time, they don't have any more... they do have some trees on Zephyr. And actually, there is a courier coming up. Can he get there in time? No, it cannot. Path of Destruction comes out. The Healing Wave, though, onto him. And there's the courier, delivers a health potion. And Zephyr will heal up.
Non-stop aggression from the Legion team in this top lane. And they're trying really hard to make this Engineer Ra combination work. And so far it has a bit, but there's some more action going on in the middle lane. They're going for Master of Arms. Magnus coming up, gets the Lava Surge. The auto attacks are there, and Master of Arms will fall. Kyuhi, going to be Caillou dead.
Dead indeed. So, again, the aggression of this game is definitely aplenty as we are approaching 4.5 minutes in. The bottom lane, only lane we really haven't talked about yet, Plague Rider versus Gauntlet. How's that one shaping up as take a look at the creep farm? You look at Plague Rider applying some auto attacks, actually. He needs to be careful with his Encore, but in the end he knows he doesn't have any mana, so he's not too concerned there. But Plague Rider 22-5, Gauntlet 18-4. So Plague Rider seems like he's having the better time, but and here we go, actually. Yeah, he needs to be careful with the
Chase
contagion.
Is on. And we'll get out of there. He might try to hook him back into the tower if he goes for a dive. Not going to happen, though. I'm surprised that Aang hasn't sent out some potions. Engagement in the top lane, though.
Engineer falls right there. Amon-Ra trying to get some revenge for his brethren. Will get the one cone of Demented Shaman. He's going to have to fall back, though. before much else happened. So Master of Arms obviously making an adjustment here. It makes the middle lane not going so well, and the top lane clearly needs help, but actually Zephyr getting the help right here. Will it be enough? No, it won't. The explosion from Amun-Ra coming out with the Ignite. Gets the kill. I never thought I would say it, but Amun-Ra Engineer lane is doing work here.
It is, and this is not something that you would conventionally think of. This is all about these two players being comfortable with each other, comfortable with their heroes, and comfortable with this lane. And they're making it work. Glacius dove deep trying to get a kill into Master of Arms, but Dimension Shaman was able to save him. Bottom lane, Gauntlet going to go down as Plague Rider goes down as Gauntlet gets that grapple.
Obviously, the Gauntlet Blast helping a lot with that. Look at the middle lane in the meantime. I'll tell you what, stats matter. They are taking momentum from last game. They are just keeping it going full throttle here. And it is quickly getting out of hand for NMSQ. And I mean, you might like because they're. I hate seeing this though because I was really looking forward to seeing this lineup really develop here on the Hellborn side, but I don't know if it's going to happen at this rate, man. This is
putting the Pestilence there in the middle lane is just it's not worked out in terms of trying to bring him farm.
Yeah, man, Master of Arms just top find out at the same time, and I'm sure we'll see more opportunities for Pestilence to shine. So I guess we can't be too disappointed because I mean we see an Amun-Ra that's dominating, and that is cool in itself. No doubt coming out from Greenhand. You were talking about that just comes back to just the comfort factor of these players in general and doing a little bit of a thought process beforehand to figure, you know, we can make this work here, especially with the lineup that we're going up against. I mean, Amun-Ra, where was Amun-Ra picked? Was he?
Last pick.
It was the last pick. That's what I thought. So, yeah, it's a case of, I don't know. I doubt they had that going into the game. They figured they could make it work.
So they don't stop. This is the beta playstyle right here.
Yeah.
Pubs in the truest of sense. Very high-skilled pubs, but pubs.
Yeah.
Just going hard, relentless aggression. They will persecute you to the fullest extent of the law. And Zephyr, he's going to feel that persecution right now.
No support, obviously. Just knew he was dead. He's not level 6 yet, so no Typhoon threat. They just easily dive him and easily get the kill. Pestilence doing what he can to kind of recover in the middle lane, but he's barely keeping up 200 GPM here. It's just not looking good again all across the board here for our Hellborn team already. While leading the charts by quite a bit. 375, 370 gold per minute. Make that over 400 now as they take out the top tower. 6,600 gold lead, 4,000 experience lead. Amun-Ra, as far as what he's going to build, I assume the Helm of the Black Legion here he's going to be finishing up. There you go with the Beast Heart. But again, a case of this game just happens to be a lot quicker than extended out, then we might not be able to see much more build-up after that. But
Glacius might be in some trouble. He's going on to Dimension Shaman. No chance to get that kill. Here comes his buddy Amun-Ra, though. And the Path of Destruction going to connect. The Blind Path. Amun-Ra going to get gusted back into the Typhoon. And Glacius going to hit the Glacial Downpour before getting stunned out by the Gore. There's the Path of Destruction on the Master Farms into the Engineer. And the explosion from Ra. I just don't even know.
I love
Ricky.
the man up. I mean, obviously they knew Amun-Ra had his resurrection. Here comes the Gauntlet Blast. They're just coming from all angles right there. Pestilence will fall. NMSQ, I gotta think they're just eyeing that timer here. They're eyeing 15 minutes and like, just let the misery end, please. It is just getting out of hand, and it's not gonna stop at this rate. I mean, and Amun-Ra is not a hero to you know, think, okay, he's going to get started, but he kind of dies off. I mean, he can continue to be very threatening.
Yeah, he dives off at like 70 minutes into the game, but until then, he just continues to be one of the faster farmers around. And you build him correctly, and he just becomes near impossible to kill.
He can spam his abilities without dying.
Yeah, while dealing just an absurd amount of damage. Right now, though, stats matter. They're not looking to let off the pressure. Instead, going to group up and try to push the middle tower, open this map up a little more to continue this killing streak.
Pestilence here, you better not plan to do anything, because you aren't going to do anything. If you do go in, you'll probably die. So, yeah, he's just going to fall back. This tower, you pretty much have to accept that it's going to fall. And there we go. So, 0-5. The pain train isn't coming here from Stats Matter. Amun-Ra, get that train chat going in chat there. Amun-Ra and Magnus, obviously, 460 plus gold per minute and counting all across the board. Even Glacius at 250. He's higher than anyone on the Hellborn team, and that's just one of those cases of, you know, the game's bad when the Glacius main support is higher GPM than anyone else on the opposition.
Yeah, things looking very, very rough for the Hellborn team. With that being said, the Plague Rider does represent a pretty large threat if he's able to get level 11 and get that Plague Carrier available. Another big threat is an Invisible Engineer sitting in the middle lane.
Another big threat is the Magnus stunning it with a portal key. Pestilence being dropped quickly. Barely survives, but not long enough. There's that Plague Goo. It is only level 1, but Amon-Ra may fall right here. Actually, the creeps!
Oh,
the creeps absorb so much of the damage right there. He will live in the end. Glacius trying to stay alive. There's the nice kick on the path of destruction that kills him. And actually, Amon-Ra will end up getting away without any further damage being done to him.
That Plague ult was so good. Oh, Lava Surge going to be going in onto 2 right here. Dimension Shaman goes down as well as Plague Rider. They're going to make this a genocide by taking out Zephyr. This is a massacre, Breaking. What does Emperor say? They have families.
They have families. Let them be.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 19-4 hero kills. Yeah, it's... I don't know if there's much else to say at this point. This is just one of those games where you kind of just sit back and you just watch and enjoy.
Just sit back and drop your mouse on the ground.
That's that too. Lex Talionis, level 2 just purchased. Level 3 make that by Amon-Ra. Again, it's hard to say at this point if this is more of a actual build that he'd be going for, or if this is more of a we are dominating, I'm going to have fun with it. Lex Talionis, I do think, and actually I brought up the point with Doc Geyser yesterday when we were talking about the obviously the patch. The Mystic Vestments change. I guess I should give credit to the chat at this point. They were the ones that brought this up. It actually could open up the doors for Lex Talionis to maybe be picked up a little bit more, because it can kind of be that replacement for Mystic Vestments instead. And obviously you get more benefits out of it ultimately, even though it's a little bit more money. So, yeah, it's just kind of a touch on that Lex Talionis pickup. Not that it doesn't matter here, but
interesting indeed. Glacius is going to get caught out right here. Takes the Contagion stun or nuke and then the charge shot. Encore trying to save him, but wide right with that hook. Wasn't going to help out. Something else about this Lex Talionis. Yeah, he's even noting right there.
What's that?
With the armor and magic armor reduction on it, it can be really nice for a hero like Amon-Ra that is kind of magic-based, but also throws in a lot of physical attacks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you see right here, oh, the path to destruction, it connects on a Pestilence. He ran right into it, basically. Didn't see it coming. He's going to end up falling. Magnus hit beautiful line set as well. Master Mars disintegrated. Energy field is up, and down goes Demented Shaman. Kiss my ass, John St. John style. And the tower is now going to fall on top of everything else. We're coming up to 13 minutes here. This game probably has about 2 minutes remaining.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to concede, like, just throw out the GGs and leave at this point. In fact, going to a tactical pause here.
Figure things out.
Be 6 minutes, okay. I mean, I have to say why, but I don't know. I mean, it's their prerogative to get their pause on here for a moment.
Yeah. It's at a point, though. If it does last a little bit longer, we'll probably just jump on out. And
yeah, take a look at what else the round of 256 does have to offer. But okay, no, they're just going to get something fixed up real quick and get back into it.
Here comes the talk.
Handsome 1337 is just, he's ready to throw out
13, no, it's not. It's Handsome Elite. No. At least 1337. What's this 1337? Uh-oh. Here comes this now. Here comes the
spam.
Macro chat.
It's always the BM.
Always, man. These players not afraid to do the talks.
Absolutely not. Right now, Master of Arms doesn't even look like he wants to come out of base. Oh, there we go. He's finally going to make his way out here, but the tower will fall, extending that gold lead up to 17,500 at 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's
not bad.
We almost have the bar all the way on one side. Very rarely happens as far as the top bars there. But yeah, the gold one is almost there. That should be an automatic win. That should be like a
victory condition.
Yeah, it should actually, like, the game should end, like, just because it hit that mark.
Look at this Magnus. He's getting ballsy.
He is trying something.
He wants to set up a big eruption. They're going to need to get vision up on the high ground. That's what those creeps are going to be. There's the Gauntlet Blast, and Magnus going to channel up that eruption. Master of Arms is down. There's the Lava Surge to finish off Demented Shaman. Oh, this is nasty.
Yeah, the eruption wasn't even really necessary there in the end. Gauntlet's going to fall, actually. Zephyr barely staying alive. The dive They're diving, and actually they're dropping as a result. Amon comes right back up with the resurrection. He loses another teammate.
Well,
okay.
So maybe diving tier 3 towers isn't the best idea
At this point.
Yeah, at 14 minutes. Did that for beef.
He went
Anchor deep.
He did it for you.
That is a term called Anchor deep, when Aang goes absurdly deep with absolutely no chance of victory and no response from the teammates. So.
Yeah, the Plague actually in the background actually did quite a bit of work too.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that really aligned right there. You talked about the eruption maybe not even being necessary. They were able to clear out the Master of Arms and Demented Shaman so quick, but these heroes that are all the triple level 9s right now on the Hellborn team, they were able to use their spells effectively to bring down 4 players and that Raw ultimate.
Speaking of Raw, we have past the 15-minute mark now, so again, NMSQ clearly making a point that they want to at least hang in here, especially after that fight. I guess I can't blame them. Got some signs of life there coming out. But Amon-Ra, the barbed armor, is going to be in the works now for him. And, well, by works I mean done, as he gets it delivered right there. So another thing to keep in mind as this game progresses on him. And also, Gauntlet and Magnus, both level 11, but also have portal keys on top of that. So.
Yeah, getting the high mobility going right there, as they will use that mobility to finish off Master of Arms. The Lava Surge is going to be a little bit too late. Oh, Master of Arms having a real rough day. 7 deaths for him right now.
Yeah. Anyone on the Hellborn team is food right now. Even
Marty, no!
Timing out, yeah. Marty, unfortunately, having the internet issues and timing out right there. So
going to allow him a second to get back into this game. But
have another tactical pause.
There you go. 2 out of 3 down.
Yeah, let's take a look actually at while we're in the pause now. Might as well look at that last fight at the bottom lane where it all went wrong for Stats Matter. I guess to an extent. I mean, you see the opening, they destroy Master of Arms after that. But you see Magnus up to the side. You know, that's why I said the eruption didn't really do much.
Oh,
They
yeah.
could have just stunned there. It would have been the same result. But the Plague Rider ultimate in the background, yeah, look at the bounces.
Oh, yeah. Bouncing in, a great stun from Pestilence.
Oh,
Bounces
wow,
back
bounces
into
back,
Glacius.
yeah.
Oh,
It kills
wow,
them
that
both.
gets both of them. Holy moly. Yeah, that Plague ultimate did a massive amount of work. So that's where the back line went. And then the Magnus, the Amon-Ra, and Gauntlet just going a little bit too deep and weren't able to deal with the Hellborn team.
Yeah. That was
wow,
pretty fun right there. Yeah, the Plague. We've seen some big Plague Use today, man.
We certainly have.
Plague
And,
Rider making
we've
a
seen a
strong
lot
comeback.
of Plague Riders.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's, you know, and actually, you do look at that Tempest no longer being able to level 1 deny. It actually amplifies the fact that Plague Rider is now the only hero that can level 1 deny. At least the one. Is he the only hero that can level 1 deny now? I'm actually thinking about this now.
I do.
At least the one
so.
that's viable. I'm trying to think of maybe there's some awkward one that maybe can. But
not that I can think of.
Maybe like Kinesis can do something with him. I don't know. But I think he is the only one that can actually level 1 deny now.
Oh, I'm not sure either. They're going for a dive. Nope, they're not. They're going to back up. Magnus taking a lot of damage from the Contagion nuke as well as the tower. But the paint train continues.
Yeah.
Stops for no man.
Nope. It ain't stopping here. Pestilence just supplies the storm, but not much else they can do there. He's obviously nowhere close to any bit of progress, unfortunately, when it comes to his items. He's got Steve Booth's power supply body, so there's plenty of build up here, but ideally that portal key is a long ways off, even if actually I probably wouldn't even go for that at this case if you start recovering here, but we'll see. We'll see what Pestilence decides to go for if he buys that time. Zephyr buying some time at the top lane. He's like, okay, we're pushing our base, but I'm trying to get farm up here. Stats Matter. Not really interested, though, in defending.
They will get afflicted by the storm cloud here, so going to have to back off for about another 10 seconds. Really don't want to engage with that storm cloud on them with all the other armor possibilities up there as well. In fact, somebody got hit by the bugs, but I don't see who it was. So I could be insane. Maybe they got disjointed. I'm going to go with that. Man, don't you dare use that replay feature.
Raw is swarmed right now.
There we go. I'm right. Haha.
I think that just happened, to be fair. I think that just happened.
God
so.
dang it.
Kind of. Energizer picked up by Zephyr, so trying to get some kind of build up here going himself. As far as early game item. Glowstone on Plague Rider, working towards a Staff of the Master. Obviously, that Plague Rider was a big source of damage last fight. Oh, there's a vote to concede.
Yeah, just throwing it up, feeling the effects of being really behind and feeling like they might not be able to come back. I doubt this one's going to pass. This seems more like a little bit of a desperation.
Yeah.
One of the players that might be more frustrated than the entire team. It would be kind of an odd time to just have the team just be like, okay, well, we decided to concede. This is just one player that's a little bit frustrated.
Let's try to play it out. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Why not, right? It is
MVG.
it. If you lose this, you're done here for the qualifiers, so we're going to bronze.
Exactly, and you're on non-cast as the eruption's being channeled here.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's going to be big. Master of Arts falls. You see the Energizer going to be used. Plague Rider and Zephyr trying to run away. They get some good damage off, but oh, Pestilence! He gets a impale off right there, but in the end, not a whole lot of follow-up after the fact.
So once again, that eruption was used to really only kill the Master of Arms.
Yeah.
That was really the only major cooldown that was burnt. So, I mean, with MOA only being level 5, he's already back up and ready to fight.
And Demented Shaman timing out again. So
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just on top of just being, you know, really in a bad spot, and these kids tend to have some internet issues. So they're not even going to pause the game, and they, you know, definitely can understand that. It's a case of, you know, just let him reconnect when he connects. We just hope that we can hold this off right here. He is reconnecting, it looks like. They use a Stormcloud defensively, so controlling his character looks like Master of Arms might be, because he's clumped up with him. But Defensive Shaman has now returned and good to go. But Gauntlet says, I don't care. He jumps in. Master of Arms again, the target of choice. The Typhoon's down, but the Barbed Arm is up for Amun-Ra. He is dropping into falling right there. The Plague is doing so much damage once again. Gauntlet goes out, and Amun-Ra actually. Can he get the kill at least, or will he? No, Plague Rider just out of range, and Amun-Ra trouble, and Pill completely missing.
The throws!
Yes,
the throws, Breaky!
What is going on? What is going on?
All right, once again, that Plague Rider ultimate, like you said, doing so much damage. Engineer dropped his electric fence. Really is just more of a zoning mechanism than anything else, only trapping the Plague Rider inside of there. And I don't know, man. The experience lead, look at it. It's evened up significantly. Yeah. Still a large gold lead for the Hellborn, or excuse me, for the Legion team, but there's no way we can see. I mean, maybe we'll see a comeback.
Yeah.
It's going to be really difficult, but maybe.
Oh, yeah, apparently they don't even have any pauses, so that's even why. You see, Demented Shaman DCing again. It's as far as that's concerned, you know, Statsmatter doesn't have to pause. And again, when you are so far ahead, it would be nice to see some sort of comeback, and it is unfortunate that it is having issues, but it's understandable why Statsmatter wouldn't, you know, want to use the pauses for them. It's a case of, again, it's you are so far ahead. It seems like you probably should have had the victory already. You're kind of just having fun with it, and at the same time, though, you do that one more time, and all of a sudden the game could start to even up. And this is definitely a team, once again, Pestilence and Zephyr are scary heroes come the later on stages of the game. It can be. So Pestilence, he's also level 14. That's going to be the highest level in the game. It is. Zephyr by 2 levels actually. So
that's
Zephyr's managed to
somehow just generates levels in farm.
Yeah, it's like.
But Hellborn team going to be pushing up in the bottom lane, looking to close this one out. Clear out the creep wave, easy peasy with Amun-Ra. But there's Magmus going to go with a lava surge onto 2. The turret going to be used kind of defensively, and the Hellborn team not looking to engage just yet.
Yeah, Zephyr wasn't there. He is there now. He ports in, so obviously without him, though, they're not going to look to get involved too much.
All these base towers are so low.
Yeah, they actually have pushed all 3 lanes, haven't they? It's actually kind of funny.
Split push.
Yeah, the Max really. See Magmus right there disjoining the storm.
Told you.
That's what happened.
Totally a disjoint.
Tower falls right there. The racks are now exposed at the bottom. There's a staff of the Master purchased by Plague Rider, so he's going all in really. He wants to try to get a good ultimate off.
11
maximum damage.
It's
level 11. Flash out away. Zephyr and an Aqua Spot typing us out the energy field. Mammoth's a big eruption in the background now. Down goes Master of Arms. Plague Rider will get the Plague off. It's going to do some good damage right here, actually. It kills Amun-Ra. He's going to come back up with the Resurrection, though. Magmus is going to end up falling in the end. Pestilence running away. Glacial Downpour catching a couple of heroes. Plague Rider will survive. Demented Shaman, he cannot say the same. It looks like he will fall. Meanwhile, over here, Pestilence takes out Gauntlet, actually, off to the side. So at least holding that off. And the Melee is still alive for now.
Supporting fire coming in there from the tower, helping to bring down the Gauntlet. Plague Rider and Pestilence are going to go onto Amun-Ra. Remember, no ultimate. Engineer is going to be the one that drops right here. There's the charge shot onto Amun-Ra. Pestilence has the flight up right now. There's the unit walking coming into play. And nice dodge is going to turn this around into the stun. And Amun-Ra is going to go down. Onslaught streak here for Handsome 13-37.
Oh no, Pestilence. Oh, he misses the grapple! He missed the grapple! Pestilence thought he might have been baited right there, but Gauntlet, unfortunately, just a bad angle. And he missed the grapple, was setting up perfectly too. And now Pestilence, he still wants to even try to find his Glacius, but more so also maybe getting away. But okay, so
I'm hanging my head in shame right now
Yeah.
of Ankor's hooks. Oh, and Pestilence's portal key that ended him inside of the Kong pit. He might actually die because of that flubbed portal key. Here comes Gauntlet.
he is full life now.
Yeah, okay, they're not going to go for the kill. So
Well. I will say this much: Pestilence showed a lot of damage potential, and that on top of it, he also got the Offensive Master's Call used on him, so he was hitting hard and pretty fast with that ability. So that's and he did choose to go the portal key first, obviously, as we saw in that fight, and he's been using it. Now the Shrunken Head is going to be coming out next in line for Pestilence. And that's what I was saying earlier, you know, with how far you're behind, maybe even going the Shrunken Head first, honestly. But going the portal key first, and actually I think that might have paid off in the end. And if he can build that Shrunken Head,
it could get pretty dang
really
grim
could.
for this Legion team. And Demented Shaman has reconnected now, so
yeah.
They're playing with their full 5-man contingent. They were able to get the levels, and going the Staff of the Masters this early on Plague Rider, once he hits level 16, that is going to be a devastating tool at their arsenal.
And, you know, we made the comment earlier about Amonral's go. Hold that thought, though. Big jump right here. Pestilence going to be targeting towards Amonral, though. Realize it might not have been the best choice. Plague Rider is going to be right there. Amonral will fall. Down goes Engineer. The whole team's still alive for the Hellborn side. Amonral comes back up. It is still bouncing. Glacier goes out. Gauntlet's dead. And Amonral's going to fall again. Are we seeing the beginning? But look at this Magnus, though. Oh, the big option, though, from Magnus. Down goes to Zephyr. Will barely stay alive. Pestilence, one of those to fall with his teammate in Dimension Shaman, but now Magnus also going to go down, and it ends up being a genocide as a result in favor of NMSQ. Okay, I believe you now, Beef. Comeback is possible.
I don't know what to say anymore, Breaky. Like you can never underestimate the ability of this team to throw. It's we've thrown some pretty amazing games and matches in our day, and this might be taking the cake. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's nothing against NMSQ, but honestly, they should not even have the chance to have come back in here with, just sound play. But clearly, Stats Matter has got a little overzealous a couple times now, and it's coming back to bite them in the ass.
Clearly, Plague Rider ultimates are winning the game.
That too, yeah.
That Plague Rider ultimate right there in the middle of 3 players just bouncing around, killed 3 of them, and then on the final bounce, Glacius just barely got into range.
Yeah.
The ult hit Glacius, ended up taking him out as well.
Well, let's actually get that loaded up if we can, because I would be really interested
follow the bounces
to check that out as far as, okay, so it looks like it's good. So let's actually take a look at that real quickly. So here was the jump initially. It's a pretty good jump from the Legion side, but look at that play goo. And look at the energy. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
It was pretty nasty. So 2 go down right there, and then it bounces to the Glacius.
And that Gauntlet dies right there from it.
Kills the Gauntlet and the Glacius right there.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Now, Magnus did a good job of trying to make something happen at the end, which was a pretty good tip, but obviously not able to be enough, so he got the 2 kills. He does have that Grimoire, so helping him out a bit, but not enough.
With that being said, the one thing that the Legion team does still have going for them is this tower down in the bottom lane. They are making their way into the base now, and they really want to take out this Rax. You can even see that the ranged and melee Rax were both taking damage. The ranged Rax was at one point actually pretty dang low on life.
Yeah.
So
the regen is good on those.
Yeah, it's gotten back to full HP pretty quickly. Now rotating back into the Kong pit. Engineer up on the high ground has a portal key and a push stick available to him, but is just going to fall back. They're a little bit afraid of taking this scrap.
Well, again, though, the Plague Goo has been so... the thing with the Plague Goo, you can kind of position your fights to try to mitigate the effectiveness of it. But if you're fighting at Kongor pits, if you're fighting, in vicinities where there's no creeps nearby, that's where it obviously maximizes its potential. Kongor pit is a very dangerous place right now for this Legion team, and they are all 5 clumped up. Magnus actually ports away. Amon-Ra goes the other direction. They were almost trying to, as if they were trying to catch somebody. But in the end, they ended up falling back. So, obviously, you actually see the counter ward coming out right here. It's a good job from the Hellborn team, making the Legion side blind now as far as all the vision that they have. In fact, here's another one coming out. So,
oh, they're actually going on Zephyr in the middle lane right here. Engineer's going to get this energy field down. Pestilence getting purged out, though. He takes the Lex Talionis, and Pestilence is going to go down. Oh, my God. The Plague Rider ultimate, though.
there it is. The Plague is bouncing around. Look at the spread this time, though. Beautiful spread from Stats Matter, and they are here to fight. All of a sudden, Pestilence, he is not buying back either. Path of Destruction used. He gets cuts it away, though. Engineer jumps in with a portal key. The kicks out, lands, and down goes Dimension Shaman. Plague Rider just out of range for any follow-up. Spider-Mine coming out. But that will be the end of that fight. Now they're going to push the bottom lane. You know what the biggest deal about that fight was? Pestilence jumped into the energy field.
Yeah.
If he did not jump into the energy field there, that could have been so much different.
That wasn't even necessarily a mistake of his.
No, it just happened to be coincidence.
Yeah, it was perfectly timed by Engineer getting that ultimate up. If that had not happened, I think that fight could have been completely different.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a huge damage threat for his team, and definitely could have been. But in the end, it wasn't to be. The melee rack's now exposed. Again, taking the damage. 10 seconds just about for Pestilence. Demented Shaman also coming out shortly. Here we go. The Master of Arms gets jumped. He got a little too far.
Cut you out of position.
Yep. Seems like that's been happening a bit, unfortunately, for Master. 11 deaths already. Jeez. Here we go, though. Here we go, though. Melee racks. There's the opposite Storm Cloud coming out, actually. They're going to start falling back and vulnerabilities. Impale comes out from Pestilence. Here comes the damage out, but Magnus with the counter stun. The Ignite going to be used. Amon-Ra trying to stay alive as long as he can. He does have his ultimate. They get the melee racks killed. Barbed armor goes up. There's the kill, though, on a gauntlet. And Pestilence kiting away. Amon-Ra going to come back up, but now he is in a lot of trouble. Path of Destruction away. The Swarm is applied, though. Look at the auto attacks from Pestilence. Tanky as he is. He's still probably going to end up dropping him. One more auto attack. Yes, it will be enough. Meanwhile, off to the side, they also get the kill on the Engineer.
Yeah, max range Gust right there, finishing off the Engineer. And they trade a tower and end up bringing home 3 hero kills for it. And on 2 of the very important heroes, keeping this Amon-Ra down. They're going to try to convert this into a Kongor. He's already at 50% life.
They're getting it.
This is a free token.
Free token of life. There's no way the Legion team does even remotely anything to stop this. I'm still just baffled the fact that we're sitting here now 30 minutes into the game, and NMSQ is, I think you can argue, even after this Kongor kill, they're going to be ahead.
MSI comeback.
Yeah, right. The experience lead is, they've already had it now for a little bit. The goal lead's still pretty large for the Legion team, but you know, it's definitely all relative to an extent. I mean, you see what the heroes have that farm on the Hellborn side. Zephyr and Pestilence, they're the key heroes, and they actually have some pretty damn good farm, especially Zephyr, who's always a big threat. And on top of that, again, Zephyr continues to be so much higher ahead as far as levels are concerned. He's level 18. It's still 2 levels higher than anyone else in this game.
Yeah.
3 levels than Amon-Ra.
Pesty doing pretty well himself. He's just at level 17 right now, but he's going to have the Shrunken Head in 1,200 gold. You got nearly 3,000 gold banked up on Plague Rider looking for his next big item. And like you said, the levels on the Legion team have tapered off as a result of all the pub training they're doing. There's the spell shards onto Plague Rider. That's kind of what I was thinking.
You see this so normal.
I thought that was maybe what was going to come out right there, just because he is so reliant on this epidemic, as the Plague Carrier is called now, that it's boosted. Getting that spell shards, it's pretty dang good. -6 magic armor at maxed out rank. I mean, if anybody does not have vestments, they will get killed. I'm talking to you, Glacius. I'm talking to you, Engineer.
Yeah. Obviously, Amon-Ra, he does have the Lex, so you get some magic, the 5 armor, or the 3 magic armor for that. But yeah, no, speaking of Amon-Ra, he actually just purchases his Behemoth. Oh, but look at this. Pestilence finds him in the jungle. Glacius going to be gone right here. Swarm is applied. Path of Destruction comes out, though, trying to get a maybe turn kill. The Plague that bounces around. Magnus just signed in. Big eruption coming out with the Plague doing so much damage. Down goes Amon-Ra. He is going to be coming back in one. No, it wasn't on cooldown. It was just coming off cooldown. So he's not coming back. Engineer not being chased down by Zephyr right here. He has a token of life. He's going to destroy the energy field. Magnus still running around with that invis.
Gauntlet's got the flank. He's looking for the flank right now, coming around the backside. Demented Shaman is going to get stunned out. Here comes the portal key into the big hit. Grapples there, and Demented Shaman will be taken out. Zephyr going to miss the gust, and Zephyr will walk away. So, there's the ranged racks going down in the bottom lane as well.
So Zephyr finishing a barrier auto. He has a token, but Pestilence does have buyback. But you know, the question is, do they want to use that buyback here? It is just a Gauntlet, Magnus, and Engineer.
They will lose the tower if he does not buy back, though.
I don't know even. I mean, Zephyr, okay, he doesn't have Typhoon. If he had Typhoon, maybe not, but yeah, I think you're right.
There's the barrier idol into the gust. The Fork Lightning going to connect on both players. Gauntlet Blast is going to be used, but there's the turnaround.
Magnus stuns in. There's the grapple backwards. He just wants to run away, though. He's like, I don't want you. Get away from me. He just wants to survive, so it will be denied in the end. Yeah, against kind of a small victory there, but Magnus actually stuns away despite the gust hitting him. So a victory nonetheless for the Legion team in that fight up there.
Okay. In the middle lane there, just throwing out a couple P-shooter auto attacks, missing both of them before PKing out of there. So opening up another avenue now to push some racks. And stats matter. They had their time for fun. They're trying to make sure to close this one out. They do not want to have to go into a game 3.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, no doubt. I guarantee you, they felt like they had the victory and they were just having fun with it, which is, you're allowed to. And in fact, you can advocate that. It is a game after all, but it does get to a point where maybe it's a little too much, and that it's not the mindset you want to have going into game 3 that you could have already been done here, and instead now you got to go to third game, which sure means more play time, but also it could mean an ultimate comeback for the opposition, and before you know it, you're losing the series, and when you have the victory in your grasp. So you have the token of life still in Zephyr. So as long as that exists here for the Hellborn team, I still think that you're honestly pretty scared if your stats matter here. Now, that lasts for how much longer? Just over 3 minutes. He's level 21. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And this is where it actually starts to be very significant, because it is getting very low on time, and obviously, when it was happening earlier, it was still at a point of, okay, they're probably going to lose anyways, not a big deal. They legitimately have comeback chance here now. And the fact that he's DC'd is really unfortunate.
But once again, Stats Matter does not have to pause for them.
No.
They've already expended all 3 of their pauses, so it's up to their discretion. And at this point, it seems that they're not going to be willing to pause. Once again, I mean, they're just doing what they can do.
Yeah, it's fine. Obviously somebody's microing Dimension, but the biggest thing is that timer. The fact that he only has a minute 15 now. Once that wears off, this becomes a 5 versus 4 game here officially, and you lose. The items aren't necessarily the biggest deal. It's what Demented Shaman brings with abilities, man. I mean, not only is healing presence, but the Storm Cloud, how much of a threat that is in this game especially. They will not have that, so unless he reconnects within the next minute here.
Absolutely.
That's
and,
really unfortunate to see.
Legion team just going to fall back, not willing to quite yet take a fight.
And, a tactic to this could be they know he's DC. They're just waiting it out, which is, again, that's a valid strategy.
It's within the rules. Unfortunately, you have somebody that's timed out. They've expended all their pauses, and you do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely making for a little bit of a sour finish here, perhaps. But who knows? Even without Demented Shaman, it definitely makes life a lot more difficult, but hey, the way this game's been going...
You do get that increased experience whenever you're in those fights, not dividing it by 4, and then, of course, the increased gold trip as well.
Oh, here we go, though. Seabath's going to be Zephyr trying to find an opening. Gauntlet's going to be gone, and the Swarm comes out, the Impel on top of that. Look at the Legion team, though. They're setting up for a response. However, the play now comes out. The bounce, not the best, though. It bounces a couple times, maybe, and it stops shortly after that. Blast it away in Amun-Ra. He's trying to chase him down. Now going back on to Zephyr. Zephyr holding his ground. The Glacial Downpour doing so much damage. Magnus comes up with the eruption, and just like that, the Hellborn team falls apart. Zephyr is going to be killed. He will resurrect, but he probably will be taken out shortly after. Oh, the grapple hits his teammate. There was the Lava Surge, though, in the path of destruction to follow it up. And yes, Zephyr is going to fall. Obviously, you see Demented Shaman. He has DC'd at this point. So I think now, if you're the Hellborn side, it's okay. Well, we gave it a hell of an effort, but I think the road is going to officially end here. See, they do buy back on Zephyr and Pestilence, so going to try for something. But
yeah, going to try to make something happen. The Gust into the Impalement there. Not able to finish anybody off, and instead Pestilence gets turned around on. Zephyr going to get slowed down. He does manage to proc the ult on Amun-Ra. Here comes Master of Arts saving Zephyr, but these range racks taking a lot of damage right now.
Yeah. Range rack's going to fall right here. This is going to be 2 sets of racks down. Zephyr obviously still alive. He's going to go back in with Master of Arms again. Any kind of hope. Plague Rider has that Plague Goo off cooldown, so if he can get up, maybe get a big Plague Goo here. Who knows, but he is level 16. He's going to go towards the top lane, so we'll see if that opportunity presents itself. In fact, he's just going to use it right off the bat, but you look at the spread immediately coming out there on the Legion side, and I think it maybe bounced once, if that. Portal from Amun-Ra, actually. He did not want to stick around longer.
Every man for himself.
Yeah. Magnus, don't mind me.
Don't mind me. You can't see me.
I'm not here.
Just chilling in that steam bath. But looks like all of the Legion will get out of there successfully. 2 sets of racks down, the last one exposed, and things are looking very, very grim for our Hellborn team. A 4v5 as well. Not the situation that you want to be in, and not the way that you want to see a series come to an end. But
well, I will say this much. It's at least a lot better of a finish, honestly, than it could have been.
Than a 15cc.
Than a 50-minute could see, because it was on track to easily be that. And all the credit to NMSQ for it's being like, you know what, this is it. This is our last game. Why not play it out? Clearly that was the right decision, because they even had a chance to ultimately come back, but then it just got a little too much. Obviously the Demented Shaman disconnected and helped, but yeah, my point being that wouldn't even got there in the first place if it wasn't for them choosing to stay there. So well, at least we got that out of it, and definitely got some fun play. Hell, we have 70 hero kills in 38 minutes. I mean, I think that kind of speaks for itself when you come down to looking for entertainment value. So I personally have just been very pleased overall with the today that we've had with the matches. So we'll see though. Zephyr jumps in. Is going to make anything happen though? Maybe Almenral. Yeah, Almenral will actually fall right there. He is not resurrecting. Oh, never mind. He is actually. Magnus comes in, cleans up shop there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Engineer was able to get the solo kill onto Master of Arms in the back, using the energy field in the process. But 5 players from the Legion team, they're marching up on top, and they're looking to finish this one off.
Let's see. Plague Rider does have another Plague ready to go. Level 1 spell shards. Does the Impel jump in? Plague Rider running in. He just presses R. It's on the illusion. Oh, the creep wave just got there. That couldn't have been any worse timing.
Great. Yeah, Plague Rider and Pestilence both going to drop there. Racks are going to go down, and that's going to be Mega Creeps, and the GG's coming out. Oh, stats matter. They're going to take this one 2-0.
Hey, they had fun with it. It obviously got to a point where a little risky. Almost some comeback potential there, but
it got kind of scary for the fans at home.
Yeah. They did win in the end. Stats Matter did win in the end, and deservingly so. As far as NMSQ is concerned, they again a big shout out to those guys. That was a lot of fun to watch them fight back and do what they could, but in the end wasn't to be. So they will be going to bronze as well. And as far as Stats Matter is concerned, as we've been talking about, so with this victory, they move to the round of 128. But more importantly, this sets them up to be in a pretty good spot to at least now finish in the silver. It's still not guaranteed, but with the placement matches and everything, so still a little bit of.
I think they got to win one more match from here to assure being in silver.
Well, here, pull my.
There we go.
I have on my computer real quickly. You can actually see this for yourself too. If you go to HoNtour.com, it's on. It's under the. Please go to my screen, Mr. Producer. Okay, so as you can see here, this is actually on HoNtour.com. It's under the qualifier information section for news or whatever. But this is a flow chart that I believe Inkling made. This is science right here. This is science of what happens with HoNtour. HoNtour Season 2 qualifiers. So it's looks like Greek to me personally, but I'm Greek though, so that doesn't make sense. But anyways, obviously the point being that it actually, when you actually do look at it though, it actually does break it down pretty well. So nothing against what Eagle did here. Obviously a lot of work. So, but it goes to show you that there's some science involved, I guess.
The science for me is finding it. I'm trying to pull it up over here on the computer. I can't even find it. But I mean, it's pretty irrelevant. It's there if you do want to see it. But right now, we're going to be, I don't know what we're going to be doing. We got the round of 128 tomorrow.
Yes,
but
we are going to be wrapping things up here for today.
There
so
you go.
It is going to be coming to a conclusion for today with finishing off the round of 256. But obviously that means, as you were just pointing out, for tomorrow, coverage is going to continue here for the HoNtour Season 2 qualifiers.
Absolutely.
And, it's been a... Honestly, it's been a pleasant surprise. I'll even put it that way as far as what we had here today to start things off. So
earlier rounds of tournaments, they can often be kind of like, okay, we're going to get this 1,400 team versus this 1,800 team, and it's just going to be 15 CCs back-to-back. We had 2 very, very entertaining series, so shout out to the teams. What a joke. Pew Fan Club, NMSQ, and Stats Matter for showing us some really good series. And shout out to all the teams at home that are playing and all the viewers out there that are watching as well. I think HoNtour Season 2 is off to a good start.
It really is. I think that is safe to say as far as the entertainment value goes especially. And hopefully those that are participating in, hopefully you guys are having a lot of fun so far. If you're still in the event, congratulations and good luck for the future rounds. if you're not in the event any longer, but bronze
Absolutely.
division, nothing wrong with that. Again, you get your start there. At least ultimately, you're playing competitive Heroes of New Earth. I've always stressed, if you want to enjoy the MOBA genre, let alone Heroes of New Earth in general at its fullest form, you want to play competitively. And HoN Tour definitely gives you the opportunity to do that. So take advantage of it, and hopefully you guys are at home. So as always, obviously, thank you, too, for tuning in, and hopefully you guys had fun with us. But coverage will continue tomorrow again with the round of 128. And that'll starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time, followed by the round of 64. So, Beef, we are just getting started here with HoN Tour Season 2. We have 8 months ahead of us.
I'm excited. 20 weeks of cycles. 20 weeks
Oh my gosh.
of cycles.
Oh, my gosh.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
And that all leads up to a $150,000 grand final.
Oh, yeah.
In Southeast
Asia.
About that? You can't, there's that, too, at the very end.
It's a pretty big deal.
Whatever, right? Whatever. $150,000 for teams from all over the world.
I'm making ads every week.
All right, guys. It's another fun day in the books. Beef, obviously, is a lot of fun having you here, and I can't wait to continue our coverage here throughout this week in total.
Absolutely,
not only with HoN Tour, but of course Alienware during the week itself. What about for you? Was it fun for your first day in the studios?
Do you even have to ask? It was terrible.
Fun was maybe a bad word. But
no, it was a really good time here. Like I said at the beginning of the cast, I've been a fan of HoNcast since probably the first couple of months that you guys were doing it. Watching, I've followed along. HoNcast is what got me really interested in esports, and having the opportunity to cast here in the HoNcast studio with the man himself, it's pretty much a dream come true.
Okay.
No, Panman sucks. But, no, of course, I got to give a huge shout-out to the guys over here at HoNcast and S2 for bringing me out here this week. Happy to lend a hand, and, it's been awesome. I'm looking forward to it, man. We got like 6 more days of casting.
Yeah, we're just getting started with us as far as this tour for this week. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, we are always looking for feedback, not only on the casting in general, but obviously with HoNcast as a whole. We're just kicking things off for HoN Tour Season 2, and, we're doing a lot, but we know we can always do better and always do more. So hopefully you guys are entertained. Hopefully you guys will tune in tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out for the day. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. I was Breaking CBK. Joining me was Beef. Where can we find you, Beef?
You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, all at BeefPopeye1. And you can catch me normally casting on Colecast at twitch.tv/Colecast.
Why Beef Pot Pie?
Okay. It's going to be a very brief story here. My original WoW character was named Beef because I was a Tauren.
Okay.
Beef steak.
I think I heard this actually.
And then I got